It's going to take a miracle for him to ever walk again. That from the lawyers for the family of Wisconsin man Jacob Blake, shot 7 times at close range by police as he opened the door of his car where his 3 young sons were waiting for him. The shooting has sparked violent protests across the state, with Jacob Blake's family fearing the 29-year-old, who was unarmed, might now be permanently paralysed. Bridget Burke reports, and just a warning, if you are watching, some people will find the details disturbing.
He shot my son 7 times. 7 times. Like he didn't matter. But my son matters. He's a human being and he matters.
At a press conference today, Jacob Blake's father describing what he said was the senseless shooting of his son by police as he returned to his car after breaking up a fight between 2 women on a suburban street. In the back seat of his SUV, 3 of his 6 children aged between 3 and 8. Mobile phone footage captured minutes after the shooting by witnesses showed Jacob Blake lying on the ground in a pool of blood, surrounded by male and female police officers trying to give him first aid.
Y'all just shot him for no reason. I got everything on camera.
He had a bullet go through some or all of his spinal cord, at least 1 bullet. He has holes in his stomach. He had to have nearly his entire colon and small intestines removed. He suffered damage to his kidney and liver and was also shot in the arm. We can all wonder that if all else being equal, would I have been treated that way?
Family attorney Patrick Salvi said Jacob appeared to have been shot 7 times by 1 police officer at point-blank range. The shooting has sparked continued protests, vandalism and looting for 2 nights in a row across the state. The police officers who attended the incident have all been stood down pending an investigation. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump told media today Jacob Blake was unarmed.
Think for a second what other things these police officers could have done instead of firing at least 7 bullets into the back of Jacob Blake Jr., leaving him at this moment paralyzed.
He said doctors were unsure if he would recover.
And because those bullets severed his spinal cord and shattered some of his vertebrae, it is going to take a miracle. It is going to take a miracle for Jacob Blake Jr. to ever walk again.
Jacob Blake's father sobbed as Ben Crump described the trauma witnessed by his grandchildren from the back seat of their car.
These 3 little boys are going to have psychological problems for the rest of their life. Can you imagine what his 8-year-old son, who was celebrating his birthday, is going to think about every time he has his birthday? The pain in his father? Can you imagine? This is real. This is real, America.
Meanwhile, Jacob Blake's mother, Julia Jackson, made an emotional plea for unity, saying her son would be upset with the continued violence and protests.
As I pray for my son's healing, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, I also have been praying, even before this, for the healing of our country.
The governor of Wisconsin, Tony Evers, has declared a state of emergency and deployed the National Guard to stop looting and arson across the state. Julia Jackson said the shooting was not about a black man being targeted by white police officers.
Clearly you can see by now that I have beautiful brown skin, but take a look at your hand, and whatever shade it is beautiful as well.
Amen. Yes.
How dare we hate what we are? We are humans. God did not make one type of tree or flower or fish or horse or grass or rock. How dare you ask him to make one type of human that looks just like you?
The shooting of Jacob Blake comes just 3 months after the death of George Floyd, which also sparked nationwide protests against police brutality and structural racism in the United States. For Checkpoint, Bridget Burke.